Hey guys, it's Ed again. Well, a little more work down here. I have got the big toolbox up on the bench. I had to make a little extra longer platform out of some plywood and put a couple cleats on it to keep it from sliding off. I put the little toolbox over here, which is getting sorted out. There's still all kinds of critters down inside there, but starting to get some of it put together. See, it wants to slide. We'll have to fix that, but that's 1/2 inch drive. I think we're going to have to put a cleat on that one. 1/4 inch drive, some pliers, field gauges, the stuck drawer. This is 3/8 drive, some combination wrenches. And last but not least, hammers. And a big pile here that I'm still sorting through, but I figured we'd maybe, since I cleaned the bench off, I even put a piece of laminate that I had, because there's cracks in the bench, as you can see here, between the 2x6s, and little bolts like to fall down between there, so I usually put a piece of cardboard down and throw it away when I'm done, which works pretty good, but I had this piece of laminate, so I thought we'd give it a try. But as you can see, I got stuff kind of set up over here, a little bit neater. Got the radio put away, got the head for this motor, got this cleaned off. This was nice and cleaned off last night, but I emptied out the old green toolbox sitting over there next to the Porta-John. No, I don't use the Porta-John down here. Jeez, guys. I could if I had to. But I just took out anything I thought was, bolts and hardware and stuff. I don't know. I'm still thinking about making this into like a hardware center. Basically, each cubby would have a department. So, one cubby could be, like plumbing, brass, and then you could have plumbing, brass and copper, plumbing, air, plumbing, PVC, maybe plumbing galvanized, and then you could do electrical, like 110, 12 volt, maybe an audio visual, because I got a lot of AV cables and stuff like that, and wires and plugs and stuff. So there's 24, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 24 cubbies. And actually 23, because this is a big wide one. And that fit in there quite nicely, what's left of that seat. So yeah, this is working out pretty well. Not too bad. So, what do you think we work on something? Sound good? Yeah, I think so. Hey guys, well, figured we'd work on something. I haven't done that in a while. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cylinder and I'm going to clean it up and see what we got going on. It's kind of grungy down inside there. I don't know if I can get you the light on or not. You guys can see. So I got an idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I thought what we would do is I got the wire brush here on the end of this, and boy, this fits pretty freaking snug. If I can get it down in there. Maybe I can't. I thought it would go right down inside here. That'd be cool if it would, wouldn't it? Go this way with it. Well, it was a nice idea, but it didn't work. Let's see if we've got another different size of this. Because, boy, that's so close. We're in. Well, Can't quite straighten it out, but we are getting some movement. Okay, since we can't get it from both sides, I want to hit that with a piece of weld or something, man, then it would work. If it stopped spinning. There we go. Our own little wire wheel brush to kind of clean up the bore. You know, that feels like I bored it. It feels beautiful. Cleaned it right up. Seen a little bit of some scuffing right in there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Up here a little bit, right there. You see that? I think you guys can see it. It's a little bit of pitting, I think, from the water and the rust. But other than that, it feels pretty good. I think we add a hone job to her, and I think it'll be just fine. We're not talking high performance here, you know. So, let's see if we can get into this one. I think my brush must be getting smaller. It's actually fitting now. Okay, now I got it stuck. It was fitting. Okay, so that should have took off some of the rust. Get some of this crud out of here. Give it a little shot. I know I'm almost able to work on stuff, guys. That's pretty scary. Clean the bench off and you can see something. I still haven't ordered the rings yet for it, or the head gasket, or the points, or any of that stuff. But what do you guys think? You see down in there? Maybe. They're shiny. I think and they feel pretty darn good. I mean, there's absolutely no scoring, just that little bit of pitting. And I think we can clean that up with a little hone. So, let's see if this hone will fit. O-ring worked pretty good. I just want to see if this is even too big. It might be too big. Yeah, it's right at about at the edge of where we want to be. With that, let me see if I can take some pressure off. Yeah, I can't squeeze it much tighter. Yeah, I think that'll work. What do you think? We set it right here on the corner of the table. Can you see what I'm doing? No. What I did was I set it up so it's going to poke through the corner here. Gives me enough support. Put it in the drill. Give it a little honey hone. We'll see what we get. See what that looks like. Well, got some cross hatching. Not really seeing it catch on anything. A little bit of an edge there, like where the ring sat, but it cleaned up pretty good. I like it. I think we'll go with it. Let's do the other one. If I can get it all jammed in here. Get it over the hole. See what that one looks like. Yeah, got a little cross hatch to it. Nothing major. Just enough to take off any hoochie madoochies. I like it. She says, get me a set of rings and throw me back together. But before we do that, let's get you guys back up where you can see something. Oh, that's that. Can you see the motor? Yeah, I guess kind of. Anyway, we're going to take these pistons and see if we can get the rings off and get them cleaned up without pulling it all apart. I don't really want to take them off. This ring here looks like it's loose, so that ring may come off. What is that, the oil ring? That is the oil ring. This one over here, I can't even tell you where the ring starts and where it ends because she's pretty beat up. It's interesting that there's a relief cut in these for the valve on the intake and the exhaust, so that's pretty cool. So let's get rid of this thing. Put that back in the box for the next time around. O-ring. I think the O-ring's shrunk. Okay. So. Any idea? Them babies are in there. Let's get a tool here. See if we can scrape on it a little bit. I still haven't organized or named my drawers yet, so I'm still not really sure. I'd say that's a gap in the ring right there. Boy, that's a huge gap if that's the gap. That's amazing. You guys got to see how big this is. This thing's freaking huge. You guys see that? See that white mark right there? That seems to be between the two edges of the ring. That's huge gap. Throw a cat through that. So maybe there's something else crazy going on, but that is definitely weird. So we'll continue on. Oh, where'd you guys go? You got drunk? Fell over? Told you guys stay away from the sloths, man. So, okay. Let's find something to pick on that with. Okay. I don't know what we got going on here, but yeah, there's definitely a gap there. So if you guys can see anything, blast it a little bit. Take the screw, maybe get in here and clean some of the crap out. You know these rings are going to come out in pieces, no doubt about that. I had a cool little pick. Remember the one with the wooden handle? I like that pick. When I moved my toolbox, I have no idea what I did with it. I didn't see it. Anything, it might be up there, but I just picked through that. So I'm going to bring you guys back because it's kind of boring watching me just sit here and pick my nose or whatever the hell I'm doing. Okay guys, the plan to take the rings off while still on the motor did not work. I think I was just putting too much stress on the side of the rod, so I didn't want to do that. So we pulled the piston off, which actually came out pretty easy. I labeled it so I knew that this is on the left side, that's on the right side, and pointed the big groove towards the exhaust side and the little notch towards the intake. But yeah, it's got, I think that's excessive amount of gap in that ring, because you got to imagine that's pressed in there, and it's you know, like probably where it would be inside the cylinder, and that's like an 1/8 of an inch gap. So that's huge. The top ring, it looks like the top ring is broke. I'd almost say it is. Something squirrely going on right here. There's like, I can get, that's where the gap is, I think. Oh, I don't even know. Yeah, but it definitely looks like the top ring might even be broke, because there's a lot of weirdness going on up there. So we'll keep working on getting these out of here somehow, and trying to save these pistons, because everything on this motor is wicked expensive. The XR75, they use that same motor right up until the 90s pretty much. They just changed the displacement. These things, these are, you know, were developed in 1959, and they're, yeah, there's definitely something weird there. You can see the shininess, and you can see the blow-by here on the piston. This side had it too, but not as bad. So I'm definitely thinking she smoked for a while before they finally decided to park her out in the barn or push it out in the woods or do whatever they did to it. I would say that it was probably in a barn. It seemed to have, yeah, I can't even, there's a huge chunk of ring. If that's even, I don't even know what I'm looking at. It's not good, whatever it is. I mean, there's, it's almost like it's tapered down at the end. It's very interesting. A lot of corrosion stuck in there. yeah, it's going to take some whittling in there to pry those rings loose. So if I get movement, I'll bring you guys back in, okay? So far, I got nothing. Okay guys, this is what I came up with. It's a tiny little file, like a point file, and it's got just the right thickness. It's just a touch thinner. It's kind of tapered, and it seems to work pretty good at knocking the ring out. Of course, the ring is coming out in pieces. I didn't expect you know, a complete ring, even though that would be sweet. But it fits in there nice, and just a skosh smaller. So all I'm really doing is get you guys down here. Maybe you guys can see what I'm doing. Is I'm just kind of holding it. I know you're. Okay, guys, lost my battery. But anyway, this was the tool that I came up with. It's a little file. Sorry about the banging in the background. We got some guys working on the kitchen. But I got a little file right here, and it seems to have just the right end on it to get under these rings and drive them out. Of course, they're not coming out in one piece, so you can see a little piece at a time. Coming. Another little piece. We'll get there eventually. And they're seized in there. There's nothing you can do. You gotta get them out. Boy, they're coming out in little pieces now. Okay. Well, we made it all the way around. I got the oil ring out, and I've got the bottom ring out. But can you guys see that top ring? See how weird that is? I definitely think there's something screwed up with that top ring. I don't think it's just the corrosion that has got to it. I'm just trying to take some of the corrosion out. This is a little small, but usually I take an old piece of ring if I've got one, but man, they're so small. I use that to clean out the groove. I may have to hold on to it with a pair of pliers to work it around. Get all the corrosion out of there. Get it so the new rings will cooperate. So, but let's try. I think that's the edge of one right there. Not positive. Let's try tapping on it and see what happens. Just doesn't seem to be a lot of ring. I mean, it almost looks like it should be there. Let's try it there. Anything happening? Just pieces of it coming out. I definitely say that top ring was blown apart. Because I'm not even getting anything more than just little pieces and shrapnel. can't even get onto it that way. Let's try driving it backwards. Oh, baby. Harder to hold this way. There, you can see we got up underneath it a little bit. So, big piece broke off. Trying to scrape some of that corrosion out. It's right full of white powder. So you can't even get underneath the ring. Getting that cleaned out of there. Let's try getting under that ring again. It jumped right out of the side it was in. Let's try it this way. I don't have enough fingers. There's another little piece of it out. Keep working our way around. That sounds like I'm hitting something solid, and it looks like there's a pin in it. So I think we'll stop there, work our way around from the other side. And that's weird because I didn't feel a pin in the bottom ring, but then again, I mean, it could have rotted off or something. But that definitely does look like a pin. I know you guys can't see it. It's way too tiny to see. I can barely see it. So let's try driving it this way. This isn't a lot to work with here. Ooh, that's the biggest piece I got so far. That'd be a good ring cleaner if I could get her out. Oh, look at that. That's the biggest piece I got. So that's a good size one. We can use that to get in here and clean up this. Boy, she is tight. But we'll hang on to that piece. That's a good one. And then we should be able to tap it out. Back to a little piece at a time. We only got about an inch to go. This is the tight spot, I guess. Make sure I'm not up against that pin. Almost there. It's popping out. Come out. Yeah, I think we got her. Okay, all the way around. Dirty, 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 dirty little bird. I'm just going to try using the end there of the file to clean out some of the major crud. And then we'll come back in with that ring and see if we can clean up the rest of it. I want to find that pin if there is a pin. There's something there, but I don't think that's a pin. Just feels like maybe it's just aluminum stuck into the piston. Those rings were cooked. Cooked right in. Yeah, I'm not getting a pin though. It looked like a pin, but I'm not feeling it, so. Give it a little more scraping with this. And then we'll go in with the ring. Give it a clean up. Yeah, there's not much of a groove over here. It's almost like the ring isn't even, or the piston isn't even made deep enough to hold the ring over there. It's much more shallower. I wonder if it's like a casting issue, the way they made the piston, or there's just a ton of corrosion in it. So let's try that ring. I think I'm gonna grab a pair of vice grips just to give me something to hang on to. So that didn't work out so well. Might have to hold it by hand. Try that. Maybe we can do it with the back side of it. I know you guys can't see a thing, but if you ever worked on a motor, you've probably done this trick before. Try to clean that groove out. Yeah, there's a ton of corrosion there. That's why it feels so shallow. I'm actually getting under it now a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I'd like to go a little harder on the vice grip, but then I break the ring. So we'll just keep working it around. Oh, broke the ring. Remember that big piece of ring I had? It's not so big anymore. It was a nice piece. I think we're done with that piece. Got it pretty well broke right off. Well, this is kind of boring, isn't it? I'll bring you guys back when I get it cleaned up. Okay guys, we got that piston cleaned out the best. If I can get it to focus. Focus. Put it back here. Still not wanting to focus. I got it zoomed in, so probably that's the issue. But anyway, I got that ring cleaned out the best I can for now. So let's work on the other one. Get that clip out. Put it over there with that one so we can lose it. This will be a lot easier to do because there's room. Before there was no space to knock the other pin out. So So let's see if we can move this one. She comes. Don't have to come all the way. Just far enough to get the piston out. So bring you guys back out a little ways. So as you guys can see, maybe on this one the oil ring is loose. So we're going to try to get that off without breaking it. So I don't know how much luck we'll have, but we're going to try. Hurts on the fingers. There we go. There, got the oil ring off in one piece. Amazing. Never know, you might have to reuse it. I've done that before and broke the damn things. But check out the gap on this one. Can you guys see that? See the gap on the top ring and the bottom ring, and they're almost lined up. That's bad. You want to make sure that your rings are, the gaps are probably tighter than that, and that they're like 180 degrees apart. So let's knock this one out and see what we get. Okay. Ooh. Well, that side of that ring is loose. Wonder if we can make this side loose. Yeah, well, did I break it? Of course I did. I thought I'd get it out in one piece. That's what happens when you think. Doesn't work. So, back to the trick. Knocking it out of there. Drop it on the floor. Well, we got that much of that one out. Let me get my file. I dropped it. Okay. So, back at it again. Where's the groove? That one seems to be stuck in there better. Try going the other way. Yeah, broke that one too. Kind of what I figured. Okay. Got it out. Well, that was a lot easier than the other piston. This one looks much better. I actually had to take a saw blade to the other one to clean the powder out. And it was, that thing, this one was really bad. So it's still got some in it, but we get the new rings, we'll size them, make sure everything's going to fit. So let's just clean this one up quick with the ring. I'll bring you guys back. All I'm doing is cleaning out the ring groove. Okay guys, watch very, very closely because you'll never see it again. Look, that table's clean. This bench is clean. Needs to be swept off. This has got to get Put back on there. This bench is clean. Pretty clean. Bunch of garbage to go out. This bench is clean. And this bench, might as well say it's clean because all the parts that are on it belong to this. So mark your calendars, guys. It's clean. It won't stay that way. Even this isn't pretty clean. Not too bad. So, ha! You guys said I couldn't do it. I didn't think I could do it either.